Hello, Cancers. How are you guys doing today? Hope you guys have a lovely day, or afternoon, or night, or whenever you're able to listen to this. I don't get very many views on Cancers, so I guess I'm pretty much talking to the hostess of my family, Cancers. Um, Today I'm going to do about love and your finance. So love, I will start with love first, and I'll start with finance. And I'm going to be doing past and present, past, present, and then the present, and then the near future, which is like maybe a week or so. Because since I try to get them done every week when I'm not busy or when I'm not being lazy. This week here, it was pretty much a lazy week, even though I pretty much washed my hair and combed it out and did a little something to myself. Um, let me see when I throw this stuff away. So I can find what's up here among me. It's like every time I clear it off, I collect everything back all over again. Cancers, sort of like you guys do sometimes. You clear away somebody that's bad in your life and you turn around and put them, go back around the circle again. Anyway, let's see what this is. Make sure this is where I'm supposed to be. Let me pause this with like. Okay, let's straighten some things out because oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna read some, maybe one, and then I'm gonna pretty much vent the rest because I want you guys, some of you guys, to have it a professional way. Wait, it's more of a, it makes sense. What am I pushing? Oh, okay. So in the past, Cancerians, let's see what's going on. Um, I want to say more like, I feel like, you know how you own this heightness, or you maybe not really paying attention to things in life, and whether it's be good or bad, some of you Cancers, if you know how to handle and control your behavior, I feel like this was very good for you, and because it's like a huge lucky energy, and it's also like a huge unlucky energy. So it's like if you say something to somebody, it comes back to you. If you say something negative, it comes back. So in the past, I would say maybe last week sometime, energy, it still kind of is there now because you still have it. But I feel like because this month is not necessarily over, and it's also Earth sign, which is the pretty much energy that you guys have to. The energy for that doesn't change to probably the last week of this month. What's this? Hold up, let me stop. Yeah, so the last week of this month is when your energy changes. And the reason why I said that is because right now your this week and next week kind of looks pretty good, and next week is kind of like when things start to rumble. So this week will look kind of good too. And what it is the energy where what you say to people comes back around to you. If you're blah 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 to anybody, it comes back around. So it's like you can't be negative towards people without it being come back to you. So this is a really good energy where you can take advantage of it and pretty much do good works and good deeds, and you don't have to worry about it's not come back to you. So therefore, people need your help or people need your assistance. And if this is time for you to just whatever it is that you're trying to do, then this is the perfect time for this energy because it's in Capricorn, which is opposite of you, which is your twin. So you guys are twinnies. So when you're in a month with your twin or earth signs or water sign energy, then pretty much it's like birthdays for everybody. Okay, it's like birthday for water signs, birthday for earth signs. And it's like both of you guys have the same kind of energy where things happen to each one of you guys. It's like if you want to cook some chicken and all the Cancers, all the Scorpios, and all the Pisces, and all the Earth signs, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgos, be like, yeah, we want some chicken, girl. Got some chicken over versus air signs that you with me with fire signs or air signs. You come on, oh, let's get some chicken. They be like, oh, I want some fish. I want darn chicken. You know, they may have a different taste buds from you, but they'll settle like, okay, because you want to, I want to fuss with you, I want to like arguing with you. I don't want you to look at me like getting into your emotions, your feelings, acting all like, oh, you never agree with me, you never. And it's because you guys are totally different energies. So it's hard for humans sometimes to remember that or to understand it because people are afraid to get to know deeper knowledge than just knowing that you're a boy, I'm a girl, and we should be together because we love each other. So, or we like each other, or I like you. And sometimes it's not really love, it's just something that you do because it's a job, and you want it because it pays you, or it makes sell your product, or it may give you, good tension or good vibe or stuff like that. So sometimes we do things, be with somebody where it's not necessarily a very good energy. It got two major energy, and I call it the twin flame and the soulmate. So sometimes people are not your soulmate. You just with them just to be with them. And sometimes people are not your twin flame. That means that sexual energy that you just can't get enough of them. Some people are not your twin flame. Sometimes you think about somebody else and you're with them. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they are your twin flame. But we all have a crush. We all have a fade with somebody like, oh, I won't mind being with him. It's because of looks. Or I won't mind being with this person because they got celebrity. Or I won't mind being with that person because they're popular on social media. Or I won't mind being that person because they play basketball. Or I won't mind being that person because they play football. And it's just not necessarily that they are a pro basketball player, a pro football player, a pro soccer, a pro this and pro that. Some of them don't have it, they just have college. And we have young people that's in school, they still have some of them still have that nonchalant. They're like, oh my gosh, she plays football. I love him. Oh, he plays soccer. I love him. Oh, she's a cheater. I love her. So certain things that we kind of do this little faff of each other, and it's not necessarily a real a lovely situation. So that's why we kind of like have to be mindful of who we date or who we be with, because if Cancer, you go with Cancer or you go with Capricorn, then you both be sharing this kind of lucky energy versus you as somebody else who doesn't agree with you on a lot of things that you want to do, or you have to fuss and yell at them because they don't always, want to do the same thing you want to do. So it's like it's a kind of like a little cheat sheet to avoid certain stress in your life and to keep the levels down, keep it down. Like I say, some people like drama. Like I said, water signs, sometimes you like the hype until you can't bear it no more, into your body and your heart is saying, oh, it's too much. It's causing me sickness. Like I said, we don't see it until we reach our 30s, late 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s, and 70s. And we realize that all the stress we put our body through, that we should have just avoided all that. Leave it all alone. But sometimes we don't know to stay at point A. Sometimes we feel like we just gotta run around America Bush and wear ourselves out, and then hope and pray that by the time we are in our 70s or 60s, that our body is still able to feel alive. But sometimes we don't work that way. Anyway, so yeah, you guys are in this energy. Well, you can do the right thing, and it's a good thing. But if you do the wrong thing, it's a bad thing. I feel like for some of you guys, it could have been some. What you call it? I want to say, if you've been gossiping about somebody, it could have been that you've been sneaking around trying to find information about people and spreading rumors or talking about people out of, it's like if you work at a new supporter place or anything, I feel like you could have been spying or sticking around and watching somebody. If it's an ex, somebody could have been watching and trying to see what they was doing, or you could have been just finding information about somebody, and you could have been getting online, social media, and spread the rumors, or going back to somebody and telling somebody, "Oh, girl, he doing this." I know some counselors that did this. My friend, she's she's happy to say some things, and this she go back and tell the guy what I said. So some of you guys could have been doing something like that, where you listen to somebody's conversation and hear what they're saying, and you go and tell the other person what they said, but you actually put a little spin on it. Someone's put a little spin on that to twist a little lie. So it's either you were doing that cancer to someone, or someone was doing that to you, cancers. Whichever where it goes, somebody was cutthroat with somebody. Okay. This is also some lie, deceitfulness, and someone could have been cheating. Someone could have been out there creeping, okay? And maybe someone's telling you lies about them creeping. So whether or not it was you out there, cancer, creeping and being snake out, okay? Or you taking some things that you had to be taking, okay? And you lied about it and didn't tell it. So maybe you had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whoever it was, you probably broke up with this person. and you probably risk yourself going inside their house. They know whether or not they was going you or not. So you probably risk yourself going to somebody's house or positions and going in their car. And I felt for some of you guys might have took some things, and there was a risk involved. And maybe some of you guys got into a fight or got into a scuffle. Some of you guys may have actually your life for doing that. So you, or you may have a loved one, a family member who actually their life before taking some stuff that had been taken at someone's car. And it could be that you had a girlfriend, boyfriend, you took some things from them that you know they like. Because some cancers have a tendency to like, okay, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take that. So some of you guys probably took some stuff from somebody who you feel like you shared something with them and that you gave them this and you're like, I'm gonna go take it back. As I said before, you have an energy where it's good things to do the right thing, or it could be bad thing. And it could bad thing would be that it's common to come back to you. So if you took something that you gave to somebody, that has to come back around to you, and it caused you maybe a bad reaction, and it caused you to fall down a little bit more than what you were in, and you trying to figure out, why am I going through this? Why is it so hard? Blah, 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 blah. It's because that energy is a major, and because it's major, it means it affects a lot of aspects of your life. That's the only hard part about this, getting this kind of results in your reading, is that when she pops up or this card pops up, it means that you have to pretty much do goods, and that's what you want to see come reflecting back, because it hit every area in your life. Major means majority. It means everything that you counted on, you trying to do. It seems like you just keep fumbling and fumbling and fumbling. It's like being on the football field and you trying to catch a ball, and every time you turn around you catch it, like, God dang, I can't get this ball in my hand for nothing. And you keep fumbling when you're running with it, you fumble it. It's kind of like that. Everything in your life go to fumbling. Everything that you're trying to accomplish and do is like, God dang, it's a struggle. And most times in January, it's hardship anyway for a lot of people in January, because it's a cold season and everybody has a tendency to be slow. But if you actually know how to play your cards and do the Cancer signs or water signs, then it won't be as bad, because it could be good for you. It could be great for you if you know how to play the field like you're supposed to. And that's how part about it. The devil know that people don't know how to play the game or not going to pay attention to it, because they're going to get scared of the truth, and they get scared of things that's actually good for them. I mean, they kind of push it away like they did Jesus, get him out of this world. So a lot of people misunderstand what's good for you versus things that are bad for you. And like I said, water signs is hard for you guys, because you're the main people that are doers, and you're the main ones that may see things and that a negative aspect versus you are told the truth. You can be seeing the truth about something, but the negative side you will come around and dominate and cause you to fumble the balls. Okay, so be mindful of fumbling the balls, Cancer. You may feel like I'm just jabbing at you. No, I live with the Cancers. I hung with Cancer's best friends. I know how some of you guys can mess up your good luck and do stuff. Because I had a Cancer had one. I have a Cancer third cousin. My cousin had her, and that's what I call third cousin. She how can I say it? There's a lot of things I tried to tell her and warn her before it actually happened to her. And then she turned around, get pregnant for the guy, and then turn around, the guy dumps her. And I told her, I said, see, be his baby. Don't get pregnant from him. Don't act all like you just loose and you just so weak for him, like you looking like you are. Girl, you don't know how to say that. I ain't gonna do what I want to do. And if you ever seen Wanda, how Wanda acts so on Martin, you can't tell Wanda nothing. Wanda's like, I ain't gonna go to that man. That's how she talking. That's how she acts. She remind me of Wanda so much. And I'm like, girl, why you gotta make life so hard for yourself? Like, stop thinking that it's gonna work out the way you want. And then turn around, everything that I said to her, it happened. He cheated on her, had other little young girls. He took out. He used to take me out. Now he don't take me nowhere. Everywhere he go, I used to be right there with him. Now I can't go nowhere. He don't want to go with me. He like I'm so disgusting. He like he don't love me no more. Then she goes to cry. I'm like, oh, why? Well, somebody tried to tell you how to do it, and now you're up here making these little ugly faces, crying like, girl, like why? Listen, sometimes stop always trying to do it your way, which is sloppy, and thinking that he gonna definitely not be, but then she had a baby, he had a kid, she exists. So I told you he was gonna do that. You wouldn't listen. I told you, just be adorable. Just be that little, my knight and shop. No, don't fall weak and have his baby thinking he gonna want you more because you got a baby. That's not how life works. I'm a child of that. I have other siblings, brothers, that's just the same way. They don't fall for that because you water signs are so extremely emotional. And that annoys me. And that get on their nerves because you're so touchy and you whine so much. And they don't find that as cute and attractive once you have children. They feel like you need to grow up and mature and handle your kids. They don't want to be with you once you have kids. You have to always act like you the tough cookie or you got it in control. Because if you don't, he's gonna act like you get on his nerves. You annoy the crap out of him. Nobody wants to hear it crying, whining person every 2 seconds. You crying like this. Why you come by and see me? Why you come by and see the baby? I got a baby. And he was so annoyed. He'll hang up on her. He was like, ugh. Like you get on his nerves. You just made him turn to a demon. I hate it because I tried to tell you how to pay the bill. You didn't want to pay the bill that way. You want to pay the bill of being this whiny and person and so in love with him and thinking that you so got his heart and that you was everything to him. Then he turned around and got some woman who was more rolling with the punches. Somebody who go out in the field, someone who could do what he could show off to everybody. Nah, man, she ain't got no kids, man. She looking good, man. Y'all know, right, man? That's my little same thing. You know, he can't brag about you no more. He can't go out there in the streets and show you off no more. And all the mans get jealous because she ain't got no kids. She ain't got no stress. She ain't got no headache. He can't brag about you like that. That's what he want to do. He want to show you off to the tomboys. He want to let tomboys feel bad that they ain't got you. He want to feel like he's all-star. It's all about him. Okay, he can't fancy you no more. He can't buy you nice little clothes and take you out to the mall and shopping no more. Because now he got to buy for you and your little hollering baby. He can't pipe his fantasy that he want to pipe with you. Why? Because your baby's sitting there hollering every 5 minutes. Then you got to stop and breastfeed if you're breastfeeding. He don't want all that. It's embarrassing to him. You may say, oh my God, what are you talking about, girl? Some men do. But majority of the men don't like that. Some of the men don't want to deal with that. 90% of the world's in the men who was taking care of the kids in the projects in Section 8. The government. A lot of those children go through the same cycle. Why? Because you don't want to listen when you're young. You feel like everybody's talking stupid. Nobody makes sense. Everybody just trying to hurt you. Nobody want to see you in love. Nobody want to see with nobody. They all just play hating on you. No. I'm just trying to tell you how to beat the punches. Like this lady, I think her name was Cherokee. I said, you trying to give advice from a stripper? Yeah, because her advice worked. Like she said, I don't have no kids, no nothing but this big fat. Okay, she said, and you make sure you keep them thighs at a size 18 because ain't no man gonna want to FS a bones. You may tell them that, but she said, but understand, man got bones and something you do too. And when them bones go hitting girl like this, nobody wants to rub against that. Nobody wants pain and suffering when they want pleasure. Okay, so you make sure you keep them thighs. So when they hit, you know. And she said, and try not to get pregnant by none of them. She said, because every last one of them, they want to always keep their fantasy. And if you want to always be that girl, you want to always go shopping, and you will always make that money, then you don't need to be sitting there talking about you got this and you got that. And well, you going to help me take care of the baby. You going to do this. She said, don't be playing them silly games. She said, because them men's going to leave you straight right there stranded with all them hollering behind kids. And you're going to try to figure out how the government going to help you take care of them children. Then you're going to be struggling trying to figure out how you're going to get all your fees and get paid and get an education and do all this. She said, it's a struggle trying to do everything at one time. She said, so keep your mind focused on the hustle and keep playing these mans like you the baby doll that they dreamed of. She said, so if you want to out here be thinking you pretty and you cute, then you keep that. You don't let them nobody trick you into getting pregnant. If they want to, you tell them, hey, you know, keep you something in you. So in this case, they do you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to tell her that, you know. I told her the cancer cousin was just so naive and just did it her way and caught this virus, all that into one. I said, see, the whole world just shattered. Now you feel left out in the cold. You feel abandoned. You feel like he don't want to talk to you. And some of you cancers probably feel left out in the cold. Some of you guys are feeling like nobody wants you. You all hurt. Some of you guys may have caught an injury. Some of you guys may be working and maybe hurt your feet or something like that. Or sprain your ankle or something like that. Maybe some of you guys are in a cast or hurt your leg real bad. And maybe someone's have to help you carry your load or something like that. So, like I said, be mindful, young women and young men, especially young men. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself, man. Don't be seeing everything around there trying to impress your homeboys, man. If your homeboys talking about what's wrong with you, man, you like that, da, 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 you tell them, hey, you can keep that fantasy to yourself, but I got a goal and a plan to make sure my life is straight first. Well, you mess with anybody. And if you want to mess with somebody, because you got to understand, when you get out here and you go to fumbling the ball with other people, that's common. And that's weight that you got to carry too. You just put more karma inside your bag that you got to put on your back and carry or pull or struggle with. That's more chain reaction that you have to add to your life. That's something that you have to deal with in karma as well. So as I said before, some of you guys had an energy where the people who you come into contact with is part of your good and bad karma. Basically, it's like if you right here making all these babies and creeping and going about your business and running off and keep your hands clean, like, oh, I ain't got no chillings. Well, guess what? That's a bag of weight that you gotta run around and carry with for all them deceitful lies that you think you're gonna hide and not get it, excuse me, and get away from it. As you can see right here, here's somebody who's carrying a lot of baggage. This person here carrying a lot of stress, struggle. Some of you cancers get away with it. Some of you cancers have women that actually are air signs or earth signs where they carry their own weight because they feel like you two, in the wind to actually consider to help, And some of the fire signs, well, that's you dealing with a Leo. Maybe it's Leo's cussing, going through something. My brother is a Cancer. He was married to a Leo. He wasn't married to a Leo. He got 2 children by a Leo. Okay, I'm back, Cancers. I had to block that for a second. But anyway, some of you guys, like I said before, the backlash of him not actually being there for his children the whole entire time that was coming up in life is that they turned around and gave him exactly what he did to them. When he needed them and he went down his rabbit hole tunnel of struggling and like that and didn't have a job and trying to figure out where they're gonna stay because they had to pack up and move and stuff like that. So some of you guys may be packing up and moving your stuff on around. Some of you guys may not be able to support the rent. Maybe the rent, like you said, is too extremely high for some of you cancers, and some of you cancers just like staying like my cousin, she stays in a government apartment, and I think she's trying to get Section 8, but she stays in the projects. But at the same time, they might have went up on her rent some, so and she's stressed out about that. But anyway, my family member, when his kids got older, they understood the fact that he was not in their life. So they was like, yeah, come back. And it was like, I'm treating you the same way you treated us. He said, did you take care of us? Did you make sure we had a roof over our head? Did you make sure we had something to say? She said, so what you did for us is exactly what I want you. I want you to, I'm doing for you. So he was like, what that's supposed to mean? Acting real nonchalant. She was like, if you could come and stay with me, if this is what you did for me when I was a child. And he was like, what you talking about? Man, is you gonna let me stay or not? He wanted her to play blind to what was going on. His son was like, I'm not even coming in. I'm going overseas. His son moved out of the United States of America. And he said, I'm not even finna be around none of that because ain't nobody gonna come and try to shack it with me or live with me. I'm not having none of that. If y'all didn't help me out or make sure I was good, then guess what? I'm not doing it. When they had got some money, he would have cussed their mom out so bad. Calling her all kind of names and stuff. And she was like, the same way you treated me and my mom. She said, that's results that I'm giving you. And he still couldn't understand that. So she's a nurse now. And his daughter's a nurse. She graduated from nursing school. But at the same time, she said, I owe none of this to you. She said, because you wasn't there for us. You didn't take care of us. My mom worked every day and paid all her bills. She didn't need no help from the government. She asked the social. She didn't ask need for us for no money. She said, so she took care of us the whole stretch. The only person come asking for something or need something from me is my mom. She said, I will always take care of my mom. She said, but for you, I ain't friend. Anytime y'all need something, I was there. And he was never there. He always felt like it wasn't his job to take care of the children. He always felt like he was entitled to do whatever he wanted to do. So I trying to say, well, now you're in need. So That's why I say I'm telling you the story to make sure that you don't think selfishly. His daddy did the same way to his mom. And all the brothers and stuff the same way. And they treat their mom the same way. They don't care if their mom have a lick, a penny, or dime, or nothing. They just feel like it's all about them. And as a Cancer man, I know sometimes the crowd will make y'all stingy and selfish and look and want to people in a negative way. But as I said, this works both ways. It could be a blessing to you, and it could be the negative aspects. If you're just being heartless and don't care about nobody, then in return, this will come back around to you. And sometimes Cancers don't understand it because you guys are full of emotions, and so that's why it's wise to make wise decisions when you're doing something or acting towards somebody. As I said before, he did not make this wise decision. He thought like he didn't see no wrong with what he was doing. He didn't want everybody to think everything was a joke, and he just felt like he can just charm you and sweet talk you because you his dad, you the dad, and oh I'm the dad, you know, you the dad. But God also said every human being that's walking the earth is going to deal with karma. So therefore, you can't put that on and thinking that it's a thing that all men do and all women's all everybody's going to supposed to forgive you for the sin. People don't forgive you for the sins, but that ain't gonna stop their actions towards you. She didn't never say she hated her dad or she couldn't stand him. She was like, hey, I'm gonna give you what you did to me. She said, I still love you. I will always love you as my dad. She said, I can't change the fact that you're my dad, and I can't change the fact that I love you. She said, but I'm just letting you understand that my mom is going to always come first. And all her opinion matters because she the one raised me. You wasn't there to give me advice. You wasn't there to support me. When I was going through things I was going through, I couldn't cry to you. I couldn't use you as a stronghold because you wasn't there. So that's why I say you have to make sure that you're not so full of, how can you say it, games and just trying to impress your homeboys that you forget to raise your children if you have any. You have to make sure that they're somebody who you want to see reflection back to you. You know, you don't want to raise your kids to be heartless and then thinking that, oh, I'm your dad, you're supposed to do for me because, God is God. And he said, karma will come back to you. So, and just like my cousin, she sat back and didn't want to listen to me and said, God is no God. How can he allow this to happen to me? God didn't try to save me. I said, why would God save you so you can go out there and be free to do anything? I do it anyway. It don't matter. I said, exactly. I said, if you get caught, I said, they'll probably lock you up in prison for attempted murder. I said, so you have to be careful with things that come out your mouth. Well, it's no law down here. I said, yes, it is. It is one in Georgia. I said, you could go to jail for that. Oh, well, I ain't going to jail. So she goes and messes with the police officer. And I felt so sorry for the man because I'm like, dang, to this day, I don't think he even know. Now, he might know. He might just ignore it. But I really don't think he knows. She still mess with this man. But he's married. So, he sees she's his favorite girl. But I don't know if he used protection with her or not. He might use protection. I don't know. But my mind's telling me no, he's not. Because right here it's saying you're lying. You're not telling somebody something. So I feel like she's single, but she's living like she's not single. It's like single, but you missing somebody else's belongings, but it's not necessarily your man. And something like that, you're vicious with it. And I feel like she was like, from her speaking to me, she felt like everything is God's fault. Everything. I said, if you sit back and pay attention to things in life, you will realize and you will see. Watch how your mama treats you. Watch how she talks about how her mom treats her. My grandma been dead. What you talking about? I said, okay, but her mama died from drugs, okay? And her mom was sleeping with other people, so therefore her mama died for the same thing that your granddaughter, that you have. I said, you're not comprehending that? So you got to see the same scenarios that you guys are, the patterns that y'all going through. The same way you was, the same way your grandma was. I said, do you not see the patterns in that? I said, your grandma was out there in the wind. No, she was. It's the man that's okay, but they were both on substance real bad, right? I said, so that's going in the wind. I said, you don't on that stuff real bad. You don't care who you sleep with. I said, you don't care what you leave the house and be 5 minutes later, you come back and you good and toasty because you don't know who you got in the wind with. I said, so every time you say something to her, she feel like her words are going to come off and make you look stupid and make you look dumb. And I get it because we're human. We always thinking that sometimes we know more than another person knows, And when I'm talking about something, it may seem like I think I know so much. but I know that's just things I try to avoid. So I feel like, hey, I can share this with you because these are some things that I try to avoid. I don't avoid everything. Now, I'm just not perfect. I'm human all day. God knows that we're trying to get it together, But when I do miss certain things, I'm like, whew, that could have been me. That could have been me. That could have been me. But in the midst of this, I told her, I try to sit there and tell you about being adorable, being the girl, being somebody who he admires and not just laying up and oopsie, I got pregnant from him because you thought, oopsie, get pregnant, he will always be there for you, and that he'll find you attractive, and he didn't. That's what I tried to tell you, didn't I? You ain't God. I said, girl, that's not what God means. I said, read your Bible. I said, God said he will use people, the bodies of the temples. He will use anybody's temple to warn you. He can tell you stuff. I said, he use a bird, a plane, or whatever. He's all his creation. He can use anything to forewarn you. I said, I tried to tell you how to be. I said, what you told me? Oh, he don't find me adorable, attractive. He don't want to take me on. And what you told me? And I tried to help you secure the bag. I said, I don't mean that. I said, exactly. You want to play the field the way you want it to go, and it didn't fall the way you want it to be. I'm older than you, and I know how a lot of women go. How I play. As a matter of fact, I'm a child one. I've seen it happen in my life, and friends I had. So why would I be dumb enough to not listen to a Cherokee and do stuff my way because I figured, oh, he gonna love me if I put it on him. Girl, I know how to do it. He gonna fabulous me, okay? And turn around and do me the same dumb way, especially if I don't hurt it, okay? And then ignore it that I heard it, and then turn around and seen it all around me, and then turn around and ignore the fact that I seen it happen to other people, and then go pretend it ain't gonna happen to me. Girl, the devil gonna show it on me for real, like he gonna show it out on you. And God let this happen. I always talk about the devil, that God let this happen. That's okay. Blame who you want to blame. Then turn around, boom, bam. She had a big old argument with somebody. I said, see, when you sit back and tell God what he done to you, he will move the hand from you again and cause nothing but author and confusion. You don't tell God what he done and what he should do because he is God. The next day or a couple days later, she had a big argument and got kicked out of the house. You see what I'm saying? Because you sit here lying on God, telling God what he done to you, and you think he ain't real. He tried to help you, and you ignore it. He tried to save you, and you keep ignoring it, and doing things your ways and saying that he's wrong. You don't blame somebody else, especially God, for what you choose to do wrong. Because you will have a flesh, and you feel like you should. He has rules for a reason, so that you don't get STDs, so that you don't get unwanted babies when you don't want any. You wanted this baby because you thought it would trick him into wanting you more, and it didn't work that way. Okay, so some of you cancers, you could be they will enter your baby's not too happy, or somebody is not. Maybe it's like an energy where maybe your baby not feeling well or something like that, but it could be just, around the energy where everybody going through this cold weather season type of energy. But yeah, so let's move on, Cancers, to what's going on present, kind of like past, future, or not near future, blah 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 blah. So I feel like some of you guys are dealing with an energy where it's either you or the person who you're with is kind of like feeling single or acting single, and they feel like they see so much people. It's like being in La La Land and you see someone, oh my God, I want this, or I want to be. So it's like someone is kind of lonely, or you may be kind of lonely, and you see different things, and you're just wondering like, well, how would this flavor ice cream taste? How would this flavor taste? How would that? So I feel like you guys are in an energy where you're trying to explode, or you're feeling delusional, or just not necessarily. It's like maybe some of you guys may be feeling sick, and maybe you guys were getting over some kind of sickness, and maybe you guys were just feeling like you'll think about the past and people who you've been with in the past, and I feel like you either saw that person or you did not see that person, and some of you guys may have saw the person from the past, and maybe you guys were just reminiscing about all the things you guys did together, or all the things you do with other people. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that person, or whoever you're married to or in relationship with. You might have felt like they're doing different things. Okay, they're out there doing something, and so maybe I feel like he was talking to that person in a delusional way, where the person was like, I'm not doing none of that crap. Okay, no. I'm not cheating. No, I haven't seen Tyrone. He's my ex. He's my baby daddy, but I hadn't seen him. What? No, I wasn't talking to him. No, I wasn't talking to Tim. No, I wasn't talking to Tyrone. What? No, I was not talking to Michael. I wasn't talking to Mario. No. Jose. I was what? You accused me of Jose? Oh my God. If it ain't Jose, it's Tyrone. If it ain't Tyrone, it's Steve. If it ain't Steve, it's Greg. If it ain't Greg, it's Sam. If it ain't Sam, it's somebody. Why are you asking you this question? So I feel like for some of you cancers, you was in this kind of stage where you're questioning your person who you're with. You kind of like was in this mood where I know you cheating on me. Okay, then you kind of produce this. This person probably came around for free. Your worst nightmare came to your person or came around for you. So I feel like it works both ways. And so that kind of like, see, I told you, you was calling that person, you was texting that person, you was talking to that person. I told you, I had this feeling, man. I know when this feeling came around and something's about to happen. I feel like you kind of presented that, because you had this in the past where, like I said, it's not gonna wish you well. So in other words, if you wasn't doing right and you was doing something in the past and you probably caused this action to be reality for the person who you're dating, okay? Or vice versa, this person here is another water sign, and maybe y'all guys caused a conflict for each other, okay? So it's like water sign, you can manifest your stuff, or something came about where it was manifestation and somebody else is like, dang, I told you, your ex, you was talking to him, and maybe you just seen him in a grocery store somewhere, you're like, oh my God, hey Bill, or hey Cheryl, and then it was like, I know, I figured you was talking to that person, I knew it. And so then it was all about this fighting, and y'all might have been doing so much stuff to each other. Somebody's messing with your stuff, trying to destroy stuff, because you know how somebody, you have some ice cream in the icebox and somebody go in there and put their finger in there and just doing little petty stuff. Messing with each other's stuff because this person here was like, yeah, you have been talking to that dude and you must thought I didn't know you was gonna be messing with him, or you was talking to her, so yeah, I'm gonna put my finger in your ice cream, or I'm gonna do this because you tried me talking to him or talking to her. So vice versa, whichever one it went, if you with your wife and you see your ex, or she's with your wife is with you and she sees her ex, however it went, cancers, somebody would start being petty towards each other because somebody felt like, I see the way you looked at him, I see the way you looked at her, I feel like y'all want to be with each other, I feel like y'all need to be with each other, so I feel like you need to go back with who you were, because you know you was texting them, talking to them from the get-go. That's why I was sitting here having all these thoughts in my head, because it happened, because I feel like this is going to be the day. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my goodness. Oh, excuse me. Um, it's crazy how sometimes in life we could be so into somebody, want to be with somebody, but we're so paranoid because we don't trust the future. We just thinking, oh, they're finna get me. I gotta prepare myself. And sometimes you over prepare yourself by being with somebody else, and it's like you didn't have to do that, okay? It was none of that going on. It was a cool storm over here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wasn't doing none of that. Even though I felt like I was living single, somebody like you dating, so I feel like they were living single, but they probably just like, no, I'm gonna wait on my husband, I'm gonna wait on my wife, I'm gonna be patient. Somebody trying to have patience with you, but at the same time, you know how the mind's playing jukes and stuff. Anyway, so I feel like you guys went through a hurdle, and maybe today that I'm doing this reading, you guys are probably feeling like, well, we made up, and now I feel like I was start a show. I really feel like I heard her feelings, I heard his feelings, and now we're back to where we were, and now we feeling like we united and it feels so good. So yeah, maybe you guys are feeling yourself for a minute, okay, because some reason they just go back to Um, what we going to plan for the future? How we going to get it? So I feel like some of you guys are trying to plan out, trying to figure out what we should do. You know how you get in the bed and do pull a talk and try to make up and try to put down the foundation to make sure you seal the deal, you know, make sure you love me, I love you type of thing going on. So some of you guys probably got into that. Or maybe you guys got a big lump sum of money somewhere, but we find out on the money side, but not right now. And some of you guys are trying to get over a broken heart. If you're single, some of you guys are just like, I'm over it. It was good when it lasted. And some of you guys, I think, went back to spine because it's like you trust one minute, next minute you don't trust. So like I said, you're a water signs. It's understandable because your emotion skills go up and down, up and down. And I feel like that's what some of your cancers are doing. So let me get out the other ones right now because I think I'm done with this. Okay, cancers. Somebody used to mean somebody used to mean the world to you, or you met the world to someone else, so now someone is counting your love for them. So therefore it's basically someone just, you love me like this, you give me this, you give me that. So somebody is just basically looking at you and kind of like keep account of everything that you do for them because they feel like there are certain things that you don't do. Services like you excuse me, I got a spit bubble and trying to chew gum. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to say this. But anyway, some of you cancers, I feel like some of you guys have a tendency to be kind of tight pocket or kind of like not really meaning to show your affection with somebody. And the way you do it, someone is realizing that this is not love, or this is not how you're supposed to love somebody, or I'm loving you and I do things uncountless for you, and I don't have a judgment or have a reason or question you so much when I'm doing something for you. Because you know, sometimes everybody in a relationship, you kind of like want to understand, or should I say, have an explanation of why you want money, or why you want to go certain places, or why you need to hurry to get somewhere. So yes, sometimes it's good as in your relationship with someone for a very long time, or you're married to someone to actually give some kind of hint to where you're going or what you're going to do with the money that you need. Because it's basically like if it's a rainy day, you need that money for emergencies sometimes, or you're sharing stuff. You know, bills got to be paid all the time. You know, some water signs feels like I don't have to pay for bills. I don't have to be responsible. So yes, some people may question you, or maybe you question someone else. So some people may just do what they just to be doing and not actually count on what they do. So maybe you come home from work and you never say I love you, and maybe somebody just seen TikTok or something, and it's like, if your husband don't never come home and say he love you, or your wife don't never come home from work and say they love you, da 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 da. So it's like someone's taking someone else's theory and looking at you and saying, I noticed that he don't say he love me, or she don't say she love me. Go home. Or I cook food for them, but they don't never say it was good, or they like it or not. Or I just run his bath water and he never said, oh, thank you for that. Or I just ironed his clothes and he never said thank you for that. I just got his shoes when he couldn't find them and he said thank you for that or nothing. Or I just paid for him to get a scratch off and he didn't say thank you for that. I just ordered him some food for some. He didn't say I appreciate that. I just did certain things. So it's a lot of different things that you do for people that you get accustomed to, you get used to be with somebody, that you don't actually say I appreciate you, I thank you, oh baby, I love you so much, da da da. But some people probably notice that either you cancers don't do it to them, or you noticing that people don't do it for you. Because I know cancers have a tendency to kind of be stuck in a relationship, kind of like mad or pouting about certain things that happened in the past, and that you haven't cleared the air about it, and you're just holding on to grudge. Oh, I remember you did so and so, so I'm always, have some kind of umph towards you. Forgive that person and don't hold on to the person because you married someone for better, for worse, or you with someone every single day and you don't want to leave them. So you have to learn to let go certain things if you want them to forgive you as well. So you can't hold on to a grudge against someone when you know for a fact God forgive us for every day, everything that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? He don't grudge us. He let us to do free will and have a chance to do things different, because he don't put blockages or hiccups in the midst of us so that we don't because of what we done. He does chastise us. He does bring us bad karma for things that we do, and it's done. But humans, you keep digging and keep holding on to those things, and you never heal the relationship because you keep holding on to what someone's the resentment to someone and the hate towards somebody when it's unnecessary to do that. You have to look at people in the eyes of God always when you're married to somebody or you choose to be a long term with someone, because if you don't see them that way, people say I'm naive. I'm a man will run over me, and because I'm so like acting like I forgive, I act like I forgive you. I still remember things that people do to me, but I don't hold it against you. I don't turn around and try to be nitpicky or don't slam the door. Or every time I see you, I'm doing things. I act just like you didn't do those things. I remember. I understand those things, but I also see things the way God sees it. I know that we are human beings, and I know that I want God to forgive me. So I forgive you for things, and I try to treat you better because I feel like, hey, you're human beings, and you sometimes you just, when you grow up in society, it's not necessarily your mama, it's not necessarily your daddy, because sometimes it's people you're around in school, and that you get these personalities that you're supposed to act a certain way towards people because you have classmates, and classmates act a certain way towards you, so you can become accustomed to those ways, and you feel like you should treat somebody that way too, and you don't. You forgive people, and you let it go, and you move on. And you may say, well, good Lord, and that's what happened with the slavery of black people. We have forgiven, but we are not treated like we forgive. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest problem is forgiving people for the transgression that they did in the past, but at the same time, they feel like we didn't forgive you. We'll forgive you for leaving us stranded and leaving us with this problem. It's like, what? You don't see how you mistreated us. You don't see how you feel like we didn't deserve to get paid. You have to look at some things that you did to people that work for you for free that you don't do to no other race but us. And I know a lot of people feels like, oh, you don't know what they go through with the hick da da da. Yes, I do. I see a lot of that stuff goes on. I do reading, so trust me, I know. But I know a lot of those people owe debts to the people who helped them come over here to actually do that. But those are the people who bring them over there like they brought us over here. And so those people will make those people work for free. But in reality, those people break away from that. Once they pay their debt out, they are able to get around and get other jobs and work and make money. So not all of them are held captured. So this is not true for what we had to go through for X amount of hundreds of years. You get what I'm saying? So it's a difference when someone is telling us we did the wrong. You left us stranded, you left us struggling, and it was like you were supposed to sit in paradise for how long? That's a lot of years versus you don't want to stay off your job and not get paid for that many years. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about both parties forgiving each other and seeing that somebody's forgiving you and forgive them too, And you really don't have to forgive the slaves for that because the slaves needed their freedom. They wanted the rights to be able to make money and to have their own family without being pressured. It's a difference when someone has the right to go to work and the right to come home and the right to do what they want to do versus you just demanding them and bullying them to do something. That sounds like a 2-year-old who wants to have a doll baby or something to control non-stop. And it's like, I want to have power over you. I want to bully you. I want you to just make me rich. And it's like, you're human. You have to understand you're human, and that's bad karma. God is God. And eventually that karma has to come around to some people. It hadn't gotten down yet, but it's sort of like a little, you can see it coming down and trickle down a little bit, but it's not as it could be. So I feel like, and the same thing in a relationship, you have to learn to let go of the hate and anger and stop pouting and walking around the house all like you did this, I'm loving you, I'm high. No, if you're gonna be with somebody that you want to be loved with somebody, you don't ever, or should I say, it's not comfortable, it's not healthy for your heart. It's not healthy for the stress that causes you strokes and stuff. It's not healthy for you to walk around the house mad at your husband or mad at your wife for what she did. Especially if you're gonna live there with them. If you can't forgive them for what they done, just get away from them. Get away from them, and ask and say, "I forgive you," and go about your business, and stop staying in a space where you constantly feel like, okay, if I forgive you, you're gonna do something else. If I forgive you, you're gonna do this, or I forgave you, you did this. So, yeah. So, that's what I mean by someone says you're counting something. It says we lost a lot of babies. Now that we have this one, I don't want to stay with you anymore. You're too protective and concerned for the baby. It is more than I can handle. Sorry, I'm going. So as I said before with my friend, oh my God, I just said that to her. My cousin, she was the same way. When she finally got away from the guy, as I said before, she was too emotional and she would just whine all the time, and it got on his nerves. And he did the same thing. So what are the odds he's come out and I did this? Like, so be mindful of being too emotional with water signs. And I know it's hard, Cancer. I know it's hard, Cancer, because sometimes you just can't help that you're born that way, but you have to turn around and look at somebody's actions and realize that you're doing it way too much. It may feel like, well, I'm sensitive. It's okay to be sensitive. I'm an airhead and I overthink so much. But I have to take consideration of somebody thinking like, oh, you is doing too much. You don't see me as a human being. I need a break from that. So I have to be considerate of people thinking that, when people look at me and think like, dang, could you calm down? Nobody's after you. Nobody's looking at you. So some people will get annoyed with that. So sometimes I have to learn to bite my tongue and be quiet and tone myself down and peace be still within me, because I may overthink and I may be over paranoid. And people don't want me overthinking. Or when I talk to people sometimes in conversation, I answer their conversation. And that ignores a lot of people because it was like, but dang. Even when I write, sometimes I feel like you're finna say this, and I go ahead and write what I feel like you're gonna say. And people get annoyed because they don't have time to say their opinion, and they don't have time to actually have a conversation with me because I'm already answering the questions in the midst of this. Um, so sometimes I have to minimize that. So it's okay to have feelings, but not always whining and be doing things over the top because it's your first baby and why have the right to be this way? No, not really. You don't. Okay. God says keep everything within reason. Come to Him. Let peace be still. Pray to Him because He can numb your body. He can humble you. You'll be surprised at things that God can do if you pray for it. Okay. You pray for God that your husband's there beside you. You pray for that. You stay in your right frame of mind and that you are still with this baby, because you can cause the baby to go by being overprotective and thinking that nothing gonna happen to them because you took that risk. You know what I'm saying? You see what's going on in the world. You see this world has good and evil. You didn't think. You just felt like you just had to have a baby. This world is not made where one side is just, oh, we're going to be in paradise. It's going to be a perfect world. You see this world is not perfect. You choose to want God to plead with Him and beg Him for a baby in a world that's not perfect. So if you cause yourself to be schizophrenic, paranoid, and cause your husband to leave because of you choosing to want to have a baby, and he brought you your desires, and then now you super paranoid, and now your husband can't handle that, it's on you. You see what I'm saying? Oh, that sounds like a bad thing. Oh, you saw me. It's not so much it's on me. It's that you have to learn to minimize how your emotions are over the top and how your paranoia is over the top, and stay neutral and stuff. And I know it's hard to be neutral in anything because we feel like I have a right to express myself, and you do, and you can. Just when you do so, people are going to run for the business. Your friends going to run. Your family's going to run. Everybody's going to get the it around you when you do so. Okay? So if you can't learn to neutralize yourself and be humble and things that you're saying and doing, and be cautious that God got this, that God got is. If you can't give it to God, then God's like, well, give it to the devil. The devil sit there radical and y'all praising and saying, my friend is a quest and she passed away from that. So because of the fact that she felt like that baby had passed away and it was her everything, God gave her another baby and it still didn't matter. She still was like, that ain't my baby. I'm talking about baby that dad. She couldn't accept the new baby. And it's to her, it's just like, I want my other baby. So sometimes when you don't accept stuff, hey, God has a special place for you. And trust me, he either is this His way, or you can pretend that your emotions is the best way to be. And trust and believe me. At the end of the day, who gonna win? Alright? Trust me, I'm human all day. I know when you battle up against God, woo, child. I had them times and I still have them times. I ain't gonna say this is gone and win because I'm still existing, okay? As long as you're still existing, you're gonna try to do things your way. Yeah, that's what I found out. Anyway, so Cancer, sleeping with somebody adopt a child. So yeah. For some of you Cancers, You cheated, I cried. You lied, I played private investigator or private detective. And saw too much to love you in blindness anymore. I leave you with pain and suffering and pay me alimony and child support. Love you in tears. That was so cute. Okay, did you get that? So basically, it's someone who went and found out the truth about what was going on, and you were cheating, and they went and figured out you lied about lies, and they did play detectives with you. So whether or not you did it to someone or someone did it to you, Kansas, whichever fiddle played the fiddle. Okay, so let's move on. Cancers, for some of you guys, sleeping with the okay. For some of you cancers, you had children with me, but you married me and went back to your ex-wife with no kids. So cancer, somebody you had kids with, you married them, and then turn around and decide you would go to your ex that has no children at all. So cancer, that could be your desires, or it could be your ex that did you like that. So that's how my cousin did. She's a cancer. She had children with this other guy that was married, and he wasn't necessarily married. He was with this other woman, but she didn't have no kids by him. But they actually wasn't broken up. But excuse me, he left her and went back home to his main baby mama. So they had like a little breakup, but they went back together because they've been together since it was in high school. Okay, so they've been together for like 20 or 25 years because they're older than us. And my cousin is like my third cousin, so I'm way older than my cousin. And so the man she was talking to was a little bit older than me, because he was like in high school and also middle school, something like that. But anyway, he was an older man. He was older than both of us. That's why I say he was older than both of us. So anyway, that's how he did. And then he also went with other young girls who didn't have any children. So yeah. Some of you cancers, your money is low than a rich person status. So you had to go back to work and get the money, baby. And be living on the streets and just put on that money power. Some of you cancers, I love you, but your mother is too much. You always have to tell her everything, and then she comes behind your back to try to correct me of mine behavior. Baby, I should leave you. Ooh, no. Cancers. Who is doing that? But my mom does the same thing with her cancer sign. So I kind of get that part. So that definitely is something. Whereas some of you cancers are dealing with energy where you may go back and tell your parents everything was going on between you and your marriage, or the person who's dating, and maybe you have that strong whole mother who's like a mother deal. She goes behind the back and says, "Oh, let me straight. You got a little helper. Let me tell you something, this thing. Let me put you together, little thing. When you did it with my son, and something like that." Or vice versa, cancers. You probably live with somebody who comes behind your back and puts you together. Okay, cancers. Which one is it? Let's get together. For some of you cancers, you only date men or guys with millions of dollars in the bank. So somebody on date somebody who got a lot of money in the bank. If you ain't got no lot of money, Cancer was like, if you ain't gonna take care of me, then it's a wrap. Get on about your business. Now some of your cancers are like that. Some of you guys love that money, honey. Some of you guys are strictly about that money. Some of you guys are just, I ain't paying nobody's bills. I ain't washing nobody's clothes, doing nothing. You better get somebody to do it for us. Okay? So some of you cancers is definitely strictly about that money. You love them down. You'll cook, I don't know if you'll cook for them because fire signs not cook. But I don't know about the water signs. Because water signs is just, some of y'all just need everybody to tend to you. But you got lay on the sofa like a Leo lion cat. Like a feline cat. You better take care of me. I seen this lady on TikTok and she said, I'm a cancer. She said, I don't work nowhere. She said, I got a husband and he take care of me and pay all them bills because I don't work nobody's job. I ain't worked there 14 years and I ain't about to start. I go, Go with your bad self, girl. For some of you cancers, you caught me cheating and it's like the worst thing ever. Well, I'm glad you really did care about me. So in other words, it's like you cheated on them and you feel like you didn't, the person felt like you didn't love them. So now that you caught them cheating, now it hurts you so extreme bad. So it makes the other person feels like, wow, you really did get this about me. So you really didn't love me, huh? I thought she was only in love with your ego. So that's what the person's trying to say. So somebody feel like, oh, so you really give a damn about somebody other than yourself. It wasn't just your world, was it? Anyway, let's move on, Cancer. So take that how that may feel. Some of you guys may have been good and faithful to somebody, and then turn around, you cheated and get even with somebody else, or vice versa, however it may roll with you. For some of you, Cancer, your luck is bad because your child is mad at you because you keep on lying by coming to see them. For some of you, Cancers, family choosers will not be coming to your home or place of living to do a welfare check. Some of you, Cancers, my love don't cost a thing. Just be the good man that God asks you to be for us. Amazing, Cancers. Okay, Cancers. I don't know what's going on with you, but good. Girl, have mercy me. You down there on the internet showing off your little pee or your little hand thing, you know what I'm saying? Some Cancers obsessed with that piece, boy. You gotta have your little piece in your hand, don't you? This is what I say, peace be still with it. Some of you guys may own a chop shop, or maybe work at a chop shop, might get, turned up, so you better be mindful of that chop shop, Cancers. Some of you guys could be focusing on getting your hair done, or maybe want your hair done, your hair did up. Some of you guys may have a baby on the way, maybe looking at, what you call it, a baby, what's it called, sonogram? Not sonogram, it's more like, you probably had a sonogram, but you're looking at the images of the baby. I don't know if there's places where you work at a tower, or you guys building a tower, or something about the internet towers, but I feel like some of you guys may work there or are concerned about the towers. Some of you guys are boxers, or want to go to be a boxers. Some of you guys could be spiritual workers, but somebody was like, you need to pay this light bill. Somebody, phone bill. Some of you Cancers, the phone bill is important to you at this moment. Cancers, if you're doing drive-bys, I don't know, somebody, this is like a lot of, Cancer, some of you guys are in wheelchairs, a lot of you guys are wheelchair or have children in wheelchair, also your kids who want to go outside, some of them are not able to go outside, Cancers. As I see here, a lot of Cancers dealing with energy where the bills got to be paid. Some of you guys could be hanging around projects or projects in New York, or some of you guys just hang out there all day, drinking your ling-ling. Some of you guys could be posting on Instagram, like your little cars or just body parts. Some of you guys probably love posting pictures on the cars you bought. Some of you guys may be dealing with a case, or some of you guys may be on the island, but there's something that happens with a friend, so it could be something that you're having to deal with. But it could be in maybe 3 weeks, or it's something that happened in the past. For some of you Cancers. Let's see what's going on with your finance. Okay, Cancers. Here's the financial status or things that's going on that's affecting your money or what you're doing with your money, Cancers. But some of you Cancers, I don't know if you stopped paying on your mortgage, so somebody you're dating has stopped paying on mortgage, or somebody has stopped paying the mortgage. Maybe your family member was paying for it. Somebody has stopped paying on mortgage, so maybe you want to get that checked out, or maybe you want to pay attention to that, or it's something that's in the energy where it's a concern for some of your Cancers. People are more drawn to you because they. So maybe you're surrounded by people who do bad things. Maybe some people are in your network. Because people are attracted to people. If you're doing things that's negative and you want to hang around certain friends, and maybe you think they're around you for money, and maybe they're around you because of bad things that you're doing. For some of you Cancers, you will be getting like $30,000, and the reason why I'm saying this is certain people, the field that you're working in and certain things that you're doing. Why this amount of money is for you. Not everybody is getting that. That's like saying, oh, the Cancers going to get this amount of money. It does not mean that. It's just certain jobs or certain things that you're doing. This is what you know that you get every year or every month. This is your salary, so you know to expect that. If you're wondering about that, Cancers. Some of you guys have $5 million. Some of you guys know for a fact that you have that. You'll be getting $35. See, somebody's getting $35. That's all someone's getting. It's not all that you'll be getting. That just something that's heightening energy where you want to call somebody for that, and you need it for maybe a phone bill. You need it for something extra. It's just something that you know that you need, Cancers. Some of you guys may be given extended time to pay your rent. This is a balloon here. You'll be getting something at a value of $10,000. So that means you could be getting $10,000 or something other value. Value means basically something that's worth $10,000. You'll be getting something worth $1 billion. So $1,500,000. Somebody, so Cancers, you guys know that your business that you're doing, whatever status you're in, you know that this is something that you get because that's the value that you're working in, Cancer. So you know that that's why your status is that high. So you know what you're doing. People just don't have time. Okay, this is not bad. You be getting $2,000. For some of you Cancers, you be getting $2,000. Some of you guys get $20 million. This is $20 million because this is a status that you're in, Cancer. You know for a fact that you already get this. This is saying that you know for a fact that you get this. You already have this in your bank account. Some of you guys are big ego flexing. You will not get people to come to you personally. Something else to go. You will be moving out of the place you're in. So some of you guys, the Cancer, you guys may be moving out of the place where you're renting at. That could be some of you guys that happened in the past because I see that card is in the past. So some of you Cancers could be moving out, moving from place to place. You will be getting the value of $1,000. Ooh, I can't say it on here. It's certain things I'm quiet on because I can't say it on here. I'm reading it, but I don't know why it's in here, but I cannot say that because that's more like in say for instance, like if you have a personal business and your business has been slow, and then it could be that your reputation is bad. So some people don't like you because your reputation. So Cancer, you got a lot of cards that saying people don't like your reputation or don't like you. They don't like how you talk, don't like how you do certain things. So if certain things is coming down on you in your business, and you're trying to figure out what is the status of what's going on, it's because of reputation, something going on with your reputation. Someone, you also won 1,300, or somebody owes you that. You'll be getting $40. You'll be getting $300, or someone owes you $300. If you guys had a grandpa or grandma or somebody that's now moved out of their home into the nursing home, they have hidden money somewhere. So therefore, they want you to find this money before they pass away, or they have passed away and they have hidden money inside of a what? Yeah, there's hope that you'll find that money. So it's somewhere hidden inside the house to help. Some of you guys have $3 billion. So, and it says your grandmother loves to garden. So someone puts a money jar inside a garden. So if you had a grandma who passed away for so many Cancers, they hid. They had a garden. If they had a garden, they probably took a jar or something and hid money inside the garden. So if you guys have grandmas who would pass away, they probably, go dig their garden up and for somebody else to go in, and then so let's find the treasure. But somebody had left money, so his grandma and grandpa both left money for the Cancers. That's amazing. I didn't get that for nobody else but you Cancers. Overnight success, and you'll be joyful for social media platforms. So therefore, some of the Cancers, you will have an overnight success on social media. Okay. So that was really nice. I never thought I would see that before. I had both of you guys that when someone hit something, your grandpa hit something in the house, and your grandma hit something in the garden. Oh my goodness. So Cancer, this has been your reading. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also, watch the video all the way through. I'll go watch other videos. I have all signs together, so go and watch some of the signs all together. If you ever come to this channel, Cancer, so I don't know what the problem is. Are you scared? It's scared. Anyway, until next time, Cancers, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be a blessing to other people, and I hope that things that you're trying to struggle, get another place to stay, that you're paying the bills, okay, Cancers, okay? Pay the bills. It's in your cards. And be on time with your rent. Make sure that it is paid for. Don't be afraid of paying your bills, because that's something that gives you good credit, and that's something that you don't have to worry about later, you know. Don't try to sneak away out of it. Don't try to cry or charm your way out of paying bills. Pay those first, and then watch the blessings come around. Just, it feels good to do the right thing, you know, and not have somebody else do it. You know, make sure you have stuff for yourself, you know. I know it feels like, oh, I don't want to pay nobody rent. Well, this world is not free, you know. And as long as you having children and stuff, you have to make sure they have a secure place, so they can make sure you are secure later on in life. So it's about doing the right thing. So that's come back around to you, Cancer. As I said, you have the energy of this month where things that you do comes back around to you. So be mindful and take care of your moms, your dads. Be loving to those people who's of your family, and erase karma, because God is always forgiving us, and He's waking us up every day to give us a second chance to do the right thing. So can you do it to other people. Be your charming like someone do you. Don't sit around and be selfish and thinking, I don't owe nobody nothing. I'm supposed to give me, you ain't do it for me. You know, so we don't want God to judge us the way we judge other people, okay? Because that ain't good. I get feeling when it comes back. Okay, and for those of you who are trying to get transportation, I pray that you guys are blessed, and you're blessed to other people.